can you just describe not only what it's like to be back out there for the national team, but just overall what tonight meant to you?
Yeah, thanks, Emily. First of all, it's always an honor, and I feel like I'm continually saying that, especially now, obviously after the tough year that I had with injury. But tonight was special, and it wasn't even just the goal for me. It was being out there, being able to execute, what our plan was and how we wanted to play. It's fun. It's fun being out here with all the guys, and everyone had a great attitude. We were able to really set the tone early. For me, that was a big key. And I think just the goal, was just the icing on the cake. I think everything else was more important for me than the goal itself. But the way to be able to come back, play. Obviously in the beginning of the camp, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll be used. I'm obviously here to kind of continue my process through the end of rehab, and I was able to put in a good performance tonight, which I'm happy about.
Paul, being one of the goal scorers tonight, and a couple of you have asked, including Kevin, the last time we scored back-to-back 6 goals in back-to-back games was 2013, July 5th against Guatemala, and July 9th against Belize. Next up will be Ryan Talmadge from Goal.com.
Hey, Paul, obviously just looking at the way the national team is shaken out in the last month or so, and there's been so much talk about the quality at the top of it, but it seems like it's really the quantity, and that there's so many guys really pushing for spots and making their own statement. And you look at tonight, and it was a statement from several guys. Being a part of that group in that competition that's going on from position to position and player to player, how is everyone raising each other's level, and what are some of the things that you could take from that into 2021?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, the level, is clearly raising, and that's what you want on a national team. That's what you want to see your national team doing. Having guys fight for spots, really have to make their mark, and stay a part of it. At the end of the day, I think everyone in this country wants us to field the best players that we have, and our goal is to win a World Cup. So, we have to do that with, the best players and the highest of quality that we have. And I think everyone is really trying to raise to that level. And that's exciting. At the end of the day, all a player can do is come into a camp, perform the best to their ability, and execute. And tonight, I think we saw a lot of guys doing that, and hopefully leading into next year, we'll continue to do that.
Next, we'll go to Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald.
Ask here quickly. Paul, congratulations. I want to ask you, is there extra motivation, you think, with this whole group and guys from MLS? There's so much attention that's paid to the games that were played in Europe and the players who play in Europe. Do you think that the guys here, had an extra something to show that, that the group has two parts, not just the part in Europe? Thank you.
Hi, Michelle. Yeah, I think, I think our goal as players, regardless of where we play, is to always give our best performances. And I think being able to be a part of this group, and I've been a part of this group for a few years now, we really ask a lot of each other, and the staff asks a lot of us. And all we can do is go out there and try and execute our plan, and really, win a game. And, for me, I don't think there's, for me, personally, I can't speak for everyone else, but I don't think that, I try not to think about Europe, MLS, and stuff like that. For me, I think the best players and the guys that are able to, execute on the field will be the best for this nation and the team leading forward, especially in World Cup qualifying, which is extremely important for us coming up. So, for me, all I can do is show up to each camp just like everybody else, and try and perform to our highest ability.
Next will be Brian Sciaretta from American Soccer Now.
Thank you very much, Paul, and congratulations on not just the game, but also your comeback this year as well. You're one of the most experienced players on the roster, and as a leader, as a veteran, what did you see from the younger players and the debutants and players making their debuts in this game, in particular Chris Mueller, and then also their adjustment both on and off the field as they made this important step in their career?
Hi, Brian. Yeah, thank you. These guys were great. Throughout the whole camp, the willingness to learn and the willingness to adapt, it was spectacular. It really is a real culture, and I think you hear a lot of us talk about that. But there's a certain way that the staff and as well as the players, we want to perform on and off the field. And all of these guys showed so much, and obviously they all deserve to be here. They were spectacular. Chris was amazing. He comes in and to be able to score a couple on his debut is not an easy thing. And he was great throughout the week. He was great, willing to learn, willing to adapt. It's tough to come in on short notice, but I think the takeaway, not just obviously the goals and not just obviously the result, but also the way that we did it. And obviously I think everyone knows, if you've been around U.S. soccer for the past couple years, is we try and play a certain way. Everyone has their own roles, and that's the one thing that really stood out for me from all these MLS guys, especially the young guys that come in and are able to accept that, process it, and execute it. And I saw everyone do that, an amazing job today.
Next will be Doug McIntyre.
Michael, hi, Paul. Congrats on the goal. You mentioned World Cup qualifying earlier. You were part of the last cycle. I'm curious how much you get the sense that this new group that you're now part of, with guys that were around before and a group that's their first experience, is eager to get to qualifying and start to put that right. How much are you looking forward to those qualifying games beginning next year? Thank you.
Hi, Doug. Thank you. That's it, right? That's the path to the World Cup. That's obviously our main goal. And I'm extremely eager. I think we're in a great position. And I think there's a lot of hard competition, and it's hard to replicate going down to Azteca and playing in a World Cup qualifier there, or Costa Rica, or all of these other countries. So I think even today the killer instinct is a great step for us, to continue to not let up, continue to try and go at them the second half. Obviously they were able to gain a little bit of possession, but just to make sure that we have that killer instinct. That's that this could be World Cup qualifying, and I think we need to just be able to execute and be ready and not take our foot off the pedal. So I think it's going to be a great year for us next year, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, we have time for a couple more for Paul. Next will be Franco Panizo from SBI Soccer.
Thanks, Michael. I'm going to pull this down so I don't sound muffled. Hey, Paul, congrats on the goal. Just two quick ones for you. Obviously, Julian was making his debut there on the right side with you. What'd you think of his performance? Obviously, he wasn't overly tested in this one defensively, but what'd you think of him in his debut performance there at right back? And just secondly, how much did Greg stress attacking from wide areas today? How much was that emphasized? Because a lot of the game, a lot of the chances you guys created were through, originated from through balls to wide positions, or diagonal balls, or just balls into space, with you guys exploiting that area, and Salvador just didn't seem to have an answer for that. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, hi, Franco. Julian was great. I had the opportunity to work with him a lot in the last in January camp at the beginning of this year. And he was great. He's learning again. It's really being able to adapt and understand, right? Like our staff, has a set expectation for us. And as a player, at the highest level, you have to be able to adapt. And I think we saw a real progression in Julian's game. And this week I was really able to work with him a lot. Obviously give him the confidence and just let him know, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I think here, especially on this team, you're allowed to make mistakes. You can go and everyone. And I think we showed it a lot. We all have each other's backs. We were animals today, pressing and attacking in the way, even all the fullbacks were releasing early to get in to win, the aerial ball. So he was great. He was great. I'm extremely happy he was able to get an assist. Definitely deserved based on his performance. And secondly, I'm sorry, what the second question was? The wide areas. The wide areas. Yeah, I'll say it again. We have a certain way to play, and we have different ideas, and it's not just specifically for the wingers to try and get in behind the fullbacks and to pull a center back out. It happened today that was on a lot. But really we know that's always an option, and that's our job as outside players is to get in behind, make the back line face their own goal, make them run behind, and it just happened that worked. But I think we also have so much going through the middle. You see the 210, Sebastian and Brendan today, able to find the ball and really play really good through balls. Jackson in the middle. I mean, we're really dangerous, especially today in all different aspects. And so, that's great. It just happened, I think, today that we were really able to exploit them out wide. And that's based on execution, right? That's based on, the certain players doing the right movements, the timing and the precision of the passes that we had. So that was, that's really encouraging to see, and obviously a confidence booster for all of us who are in camp that, we're able to see, hey, this works, and let's continue to do this because we're finding a lot of success in it. So that's exciting.